This is eCoffee with Experts, where marketers and founders share what's actually working in SEO, AI, and digital growth. Grab your coffee and fuel your mind as we chat with top minds about their wins, struggles, and lessons you won't find in a blog post. Brought to you by Digital Web Solutions, we bring real talk to help you grow your business, one episode at a time. Let's get started.
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to your show, Coffee with Experts. This is your host, Ranmay here. And today we have Shefska, who is the co-founder at CarEdge with us. Hey, Ray, how's it going?
Today is a wonderful day. It's actually above freezing here in Ventnor, New Jersey. So I'm excited to get outside, maybe not even wear a coat today.
Lovely. So, Ray, before we move any forward, why don't you talk us through your journey a bit? 4 decades inside dealerships before launching CarEdge. What specific market gap, you actually analyzed because of which you thought of starting your own platform or your own business into that domain? And what business opportunity was there which you leveraged?
I spent 43 years in retail automotive, running and managing various dealerships over the course of my career. And when I finally retired, my son was concerned that I would suffer from cognitive decline. And he came to me and he said, "Dad, we need to help people find an easier path when it comes to buying a car. When I bought my car, you helped me, gave me insights and inside information that others wouldn't have. And well, we need to do that for the general public." And so he decided that we should shoot some YouTube videos. And I had no idea what YouTube was or what a YouTube video is or what that whole platform was, but he thought that if we shot some YouTube videos that we could find an audience and be able to actually assist people navigate the car buying experience, which I think you would agree for most folks is an absolutely miserable experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are the gaps that you feel, you have plugged in via CarEdge, which you feel is something which was missing earlier?
Well, the automobile industry is based on information asymmetry. The dealerships have all the information, the customers have none. The customers have no idea what the process is and how the process is designed to work, and how it is for many people just a trap that they fall into when they're at a dealership. So our thinking was that there's a space where nobody is trying to actually educate and inform customers as to how the process is going to go, and then what it is during the process that they need to concentrate on so that they don't get taken advantage of. Because let's face it, most people are concerned when they're buying a car that they're going to end up a victim. And what I mean by that is they feel as if that they're going to end up being taken advantage of. The dealership is always going to win. The customer.
Lovely. And CarEdge, is built on education first content, yeah, like you said. So from an operator's point of view, what makes educational content actually convert into revenue?
Well, we were able to use the educational and I think entertaining content, and we were able to combine it with ways that we could create revenue above and beyond AdSense from YouTube. Um,
Mhm.
YouTube takes the vast majority of what it is that we produce, but that money that we've been able to make through YouTube has been reinvested in the business. And we've utilized tools that we've created, community forums to help people, the videos, the blogs, and all that neat stuff. But the way we make money is, well, we can help people with automobile insurance. And obviously, we collect a little something when somebody buys auto insurance through our website, or through finance and insurance products like vehicle service contracts, extended warranties as they're known. We sell those through our website, small commission on those. There are any number of ways to monetize the website, and all the money that we make comes from either things that our viewers have purchased, or through donations, or we have, for instance, CarEdge Pro, which is a tool that gives you insights as to invoice costs and things of that nature, and an AI negotiating expert that people pay for. It's $50 a month, and they can utilize it for a month, 2 months, however many months they want. But these are just some of the ways that we've been able to monetize uh, the website so that well, we can bring in some revenue. And I think last year it was approached $8 million.
So, how do you see personal brands, Ray, and subject matter expertise influencing visibility in an AI-driven discovery ecosystem these days?
Think we're able to leverage my 43 years of experience in retail automotive and Zach's technology experience. Being a startup and an entrepreneur, he knows the intricacies of technology. I know nothing about that. And we've been able to utilize the information that we've gathered over the past 6 years to be able to put together.
And together, you've gotten 43 years of experience between you and Zach. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. I have the 43 years, and well, Zach has 30 years of being my son. Yes.
Lovely way to put it. And Ray, you have been in the space for quite some time. You have seen the buying journeys have evolved when the consumer or the end customer actually makes that decision, right? And it has become more anonymous and research heavy in the last decade or so. So, how should businesses rethink the sales and conversion strategies?
Well, I think when it comes to automobile dealerships, I think dealerships as a whole need to rethink the entire experience that they're creating for their customers. And what I mean by that is it is time for dealerships to be more transparent, more open about what it is that they're doing, and do away with, say, bait and switch internet advertising. We see this every day in and day out, where dealers will advertise a price for a vehicle. And then when you go into the dealership, well, you can't buy it at that price. Well, that's setting up a situation that's just going to be a confrontation. We think that there's a better way to do it, and that better way would be to advertise the legitimate price, give
Yeah.
people reasons why they should want to do business with your dealership. And then that way it will cut down the time necessary to complete a transaction, and it'll be a much.
hmm how important is the role of sales staff here in the overall journey of, let's say, a consumer buying a car?
Well, I think the sales staff today needs to be trained differently than they were in the past. And in the past, it was they were trained as if it was going to be a battle, and a battle that they had to win. And I think that salespeople and sales managers need to understand that buying a car should be a collaborative experience, not an adversarial one. So the staff needs to be trained in a manner that allows it for collaboration, that makes it easier for the salesperson and the customer to actually work together towards their common goal. The customer wants to buy a car. The salesperson wants to sell a car. There's no real mystery in that. The mystery is in how we treat the customer in order to complete that transaction. I know for a fact that there's a better way. Old saying in the car business that the feel of the wheel seals the deal. And what that means is you have to have your customer test drive the vehicle. And once they do that, they'll fall in love with it. My saying that I came up with was if you give them a good show, they'll part with their dough. In other words, it should be a fun experience for the customer. You're asking to make the second most expensive purchase in their lifetime,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't be a battle. It should be fun. And so my whole theory was that we're going to make it a fun experience. You're going to have a good time. We're going to make it relatively easy in order to accomplish it, and we're both going to have a few laughs along the way. And so I always approached it slightly differently than the average person in the car business.
And your platform, CarEdge, it also includes AI negotiation tools. So, what specific parts of the negotiation process benefit most from the automation?
Well, it's the AI negotiation agent does it all anonymously. The
Mhm.
dealership has no idea that you're behind it. You assign a name to it. We assign a return email address, so they don't have any of your personal information.
Mhm.
And the beauty of the AI agent is there's no fear of missing out. The AI agent has one goal and one goal only, and that's to get the lowest possible out the door price on the vehicle that can, based on market conditions and and information that is already programmed into the AI agent. So you get to have your life back, and the AI agent gets to do all the work. It never gets tired. It never loses sight of what it's trying to do. There's no fear there. And what we have found over the 30 some thousand out the door quotes that we've gotten, from the first quote to the last quote, is typically somewhere around 15 to $1,600 in savings. That might not be the savings if it was actually you doing the negotiating, because
Yeah.
you might fall prey to that fear of missing out, and maybe you would have only saved 750.
Yeah. I mean, it takes out the human, emotion slash fear out of the entire negotiation process, right? Because because, like you said, you're making the second most expensive purchase in your life, right? You're damn emotional about it. Hence, you're spending that much on it, right? And you will always have the fear at the back of your mind of missing out on a deal for something which you've really aspired for. So the AI part of it, kind of takes that out of the equation.
Well, and the best part of it, in my mind, the best part of it is the AI agent could be negotiating everything while you're at your kid's high school play or at their soccer game or wherever, but you're able to continue doing everything you wanted to be doing,
Mhm.
why the AI agent is the one that's actually negotiating. So it gives you your life back. It gives you the freedom to do whatever it is you want to be doing, while something else is actually handling the heavy lifting of trying to save you a few dollars.
Absolutely. Perfect, Ray. This has been a great conversation. But before we let you go, one final question, man. You have been in the space for quite some time, now have your own business, own setup. You have seen enough summers and winters in the car, or let's say the automobile industry. What is that one thing, that one significant change in all these years that has happened in the dealership space, which you feel has happened for the good? The most significant one.
That's not to say that there aren't still a large number of bad actors out there who will do it the old-fashioned way.
Mhm.
But we're bringing more and more dealers into the 21st century, kicking and screaming, but we're bringing them in, and they have seen the light. There's a much larger number of dealerships today that have seen the light, that realize transparency is the way to go,
Yeah.
and think that has been the most significant change, that we're actually, and maybe it's because of us, I don't know, but we're actually seeing the tide turn a little bit.
Lovely, lovely. Perfect, perfect. You must have been must be a happy person seeing that change, through all these years.
I was convinced that I wouldn't see this change in my lifetime, and I'm seeing a little bit of the change in my lifetime. I think the most significant portion of the change will happen during my son's lifetime, but yeah, it's rewarding to see both customers and dealers starting to be in agreement as to how it is that the customer needs to be treated and should be treated. One of the things that always fascinated me was that we would never have focus groups with customers because we always knew what it
Mhm.
was that the customers wanted, when actually we really didn't. And so most people in the car business just assume that they know what the customer wants instead of ever asking them. And I think we're finally starting to see dealerships get away from that and really.
Perfect. Yeah, lovely. Ray, this has been a great conversation. Loved your insights about the car industry, the dealership space. Thank you so much for taking out time to do this with us, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.